Have you ever wondered about the unexplained disappearances in our national parks? Picture this: vast swathes of untouched wilderness, the serenity of nature and a sense of freedom that's both exhilarating and humbling. Yet within this beauty lies an unsettling mystery that has left many puzzled and intrigued. The unexplained disappearances of adventurers who set out to explore these national parks, never to return. From the dense woods of Yosemite National Park, where seasoned outdoorsman Michael Fiser vanished without a trace, to the rugged terrain of the Grand Canyon, where rafting guide Morgan Heimer disappeared during a guided tour. Then there's the case of Ruthanne Rupert, who never made her destination in Yosemite, and Derek Luking, whose strange disappearance in the Great Smoky Mountains continues to baffle investigators. And let's not forget Paula Welden, whose disappearance in the Green Mountain National Forest led to the creation of the Vermont State Police. Intrigued yet? Let's delve deeper into each of these strange occurrences. Our first baffling case is that of Michael Fiser, a born adventurer at Yosemite National Park. This was a man who shrugged off the ordinary to embrace the extraordinary, the wild, the untamed. In 2005, Fiser embarked on a solo venture into the heart of Yosemite, not the parts frequented by families and tourists, but the raw, untouched wilderness that only the most daring of explorers dare to tread. Fiser was a man who thrived in solitude, living off the grid, disconnected from the hustle and bustle of modern life. It was only when his wilderness permit expired that alarm bells began to ring, setting in motion a search that would span the breadth of the park. This wasn't just any search, though. It was a massive operation that even enlisted the help of the Marines. The first troubling clue came in the form of Fiser's backpack. Found abandoned in the wilderness, it was a grim sign that things had gone awry. The discovery of the backpack, void of its owner, sent ripples of concern through his family and the community. Here was a man who had chosen to live life on his terms in the wild, yet nature had seemingly swallowed him whole. Despite the scale of the search, despite the manpower and resources thrown into the effort, the trail went cold. The vastness of Yosemite, with its towering cliffs, dense forests, and sprawling meadows, had swallowed up one of its most passionate admirers. The mystery of what happened to Fiser remains unsolved, his fate unknown. The tale of Michael Fiser is a chilling reminder of the power and unpredictability of nature. It's a story that echoes through the valleys and peaks of Yosemite, a testament to the allure and danger of the wild. Despite extensive efforts, no trace of Fiser has ever been found. His story remains one of the park's most perplexing mysteries, a puzzle that continues to baffle us to this day. Our next case also takes us back to the vast expanse of Yosemite, where Ruthanne Rupert mysteriously vanished. Ruthanne Rupert, an adventurous soul, set out on a journey that would forever remain incomplete. Her plan was a hike from the mesmerizing Yosemite Falls to an unincorporated community known as Foresta, a robust trek that would typically take around 6 hours. However, the wilderness had a different plan, and she never reached her destination. Rupert had an additional challenge: her eyesight. She had one prosthetic eye, and the other was being treated for an infection. In fact, on the very same day she embarked on her 15-mile hike, she had been to the doctor for her eye treatment. The limited vision, coupled with the vast, unpredictable terrain of Yosemite, could have played a significant role in her disappearance. Rupert's story doesn't end there. 8 years after her disappearance, her backpack was discovered in the region of Fireplace Creek. This area lies approximately halfway between Yosemite Falls and Foresta, suggesting she may have made it at least part of the way before something went awry. The discovery of the backpack, while providing a tangible trace of Rupert, did little to shed light on what happened to her. It only deepened the mystery. There are theories, of course. Some suggest she may have lost her way due to her limited eyesight. Others propose that she may have encountered a wild animal or fallen into a concealed natural pit. However, without any concrete evidence, these remain mere theories, and the truth about Rupert's fate remains shrouded in the enigmatic wilderness of Yosemite. Ruthanne Rupert remains missing till this day, adding to the mysteries of Yosemite. This vast, beautiful, and at times unforgiving wilderness continues to hold tightly to its secrets, leaving us with more questions than answers and a poignant reminder of the unpredictable nature of the great outdoors. We now travel to the Grand Canyon National Park, where Morgan Heimer disappeared under puzzling circumstances. In the heart of one of America's most iconic landscapes, Morgan Heimer was living his dream job. He was working for a rafting company called Tour West, which provided guided tours through the Grand Canyon, an experience that was as exhilarating as it was picturesque. Morgan was a lively presence, his passion for the outdoors and adventure radiating to those around him. The tale takes a turn on day 6 of an 8-day trip. The group was in the Pumpkin Springs area of the park, a region known for its unique rock formations and serene beauty. The lead guide had been speaking to Heimer but was momentarily distracted by a client. When he turned back to continue the conversation, Heimer was nowhere to be found. Initially, the guide didn't think much of it, assuming that the young man had simply wandered off to explore. After all, Heimer was known for his adventurous spirit. However, as the minutes turned into hours, concern began to mount. When 3 hours had passed without any sign of Heimer, he was officially declared missing. A search operation was quickly launched. For 6 days, the search party combed through the rugged terrain of the Grand Canyon, climbing its steep slopes and descending into its deep valleys. Helicopters scanned the area from above, while search dogs sniffed the ground below. But despite their best efforts, no trace of Heimer was found. The Grand Canyon, with its vast expanse and treacherous terrain, swallowed any clues that might lead to Heimer's whereabouts. It was as if he had vanished into thin air, leaving behind nothing but the echo of his name and the mystery of his disappearance. Despite an extensive search, Heimer was never found. Our next case brings us to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, where Derek Luking vanished, leaving behind an ominous note. In the early spring of 2012, a young orderly named Derek Luking decided to venture into the wilderness of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a natural spectacle sprawling across both Tennessee and North Carolina. However, his journey was shrouded in peculiar circumstances. When Luking failed to appear for work, alarm bells started ringing. A friend contacted his roommate who, in turn, alerted Luking's family. Upon scouring his computer, they discovered searches for the national park. Further investigation revealed Luking was spotted on surveillance footage at a motel near the park. The clues were beginning to paint an unsettling picture. Then came the discovery of Luking's car parked outside a trail. Inside, a cache of survival equipment worth roughly $1,000 was found, along with his wallet. But the most chilling discovery was yet to come. Amid the belongings left behind, they found a note that read, "Don't try to follow me." The cryptic message sent chills down their spines. Unfortunately, despite the clues left behind, there was no trace of Luking himself. His disappearance left a void filled with unanswered questions and theories. Luking's disappearance remains a chilling mystery. Our final case takes us to the Green Mountain National Forest, where Paula Welden's disappearance led to the creation of the Vermont State Police. A college student of just 18, Paula Welden decided to take a solo hike along the Long Trail in Vermont, a decision that would change the course of history. The day was like any other, with Welden hitchhiking from her school to the trailhead. As time passed and Welden failed to return, alarm bells started to ring. Her roommate notified the school administrators, who then alerted the authorities. A massive search operation was launched, involving various parties from the National Guard to firefighters, and even her fellow students. The school shut its doors, as everyone united in the pursuit of finding Paula. The scale of the operation was monumental, with every stone turned and every lead followed. Yet despite the extensive search, Paula Welden was never found. Her disappearance remained a mystery, leaving a chilling, cold case that continues to baffle investigators to this day. The impact of her disappearance was far-reaching. It led to the creation of the Vermont State Police, a testament to the seriousness of the situation. So, The Green Mountain National Forest holds a story of an 18-year-old who ventured out for a hike and never returned, a story that led to the creation of an entire police force. Despite extensive efforts, Welden was never found, leaving her disappearance a cold case. These are just a few of the many baffling disappearances that have occurred in our national parks. From the seasoned outdoorsman Michael Fiser, who vanished during a solo hike in Yosemite, to Ruthanne Rupert, whose limited eyesight may have led her astray in the same vast wilderness. We have the sudden disappearance of Morgan Heimer, lost in the midst of a guided tour through the Grand Canyon. Then there's the puzzling case of Derek Luking, who left behind a cryptic note and a cache of survival equipment in the Great Smoky Mountains. Lastly, the case of Paula Welden, an 18-year-old student who disappeared on the Long Trail in Vermont, prompting the establishment of the Vermont State Police. Each of these stories serves as a stark reminder of the unforgiving, unpredictable nature of the wilderness. While the mysteries of these disappearances remain, it's a stark reminder of the vast and unpredictable nature of our national parks.